dangerous.
Speaking of fighting, a perfect segue into our first story. Conor McGregor, proper number 12 Irish whiskey.
He's back.
He's coming back. He's coming back to fight Michael Chandler at 185 pounds. He looks good. What do you think?
Coming back at 35.
Billy thinks he's done.
I think he's done, 100%.
You think Chandler beats him? I don't think Chandler beats him.
No, not him. That's why he's taking this Mickey-ass fight. If Chandler does beat
Chandler's
him,
a dangerous, terrifying guy. It's just styles make fights, and his style is kind of tailor-made for Conor to win, in my opinion. We'll see, though.
Yeah, if he does lose this fight, then hang it up for good. Then it's time to go home. Then you're just hurting yourself. You're just becoming one of these old guys that never know how to hang it up.
If he looks bad, even if he barely wins this or whatever,
if he's
gassed, if he's not dominant, in this fight, hang it up, man. Yeah.
What was that one? It was like when Tito Ortiz wind up winning that fight against that dude, and he was
talking about Chuck Liddell.
No.
When they fought, they were like 68 years old.
Oh my God, is that the one where you were kind of happy for Tito, and you're like, good job, man? It was just these two geriatric fighters just beating each other up.
That broke my heart. Chuck Liddell looked like garbage. It was embarrassing. That was a hard thing to watch. He literally is like a senior citizen at this point.
Dana White literally went nuts on.
He was like, "This should have never happened." He's like, "It should have never been sanctioned."
He embarrassed two of his guys. Yeah. Whoever greenlighted that fight for these two to fight. Chuck Liddell has been being an old man for the last however many years, and he deserved it. Yeah. He was enjoying his retirement. He's a Hall of Famer. Why go in there and tarnish anything? But then again, honestly, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like you've talked about this before, being that caliber of
I was just going to say that.
Oh, that's what you know.
Also, in your mind, that's who you are. Yeah. You always believe you could still do it.
Just like Rocky, why there's so many Rockies, and it's so believable because you're just like, all right, does he still, he almost won the last one against the Lion.
But even like
Antonio Tarver, he's still hanging there. Maybe do it again. Maybe. And in real life, if Antonio Tarver fought a fucking aging Rocky like that, honestly, he would have been dead.
Well,
he would have been dead.
Even like in regular life, you get older, but in your head, you're still the same guy you were. Yeah. Like Patrice talks about this. Yeah. Patrice O'Neal, famous comedian. If you don't know him, look him up. He's the best. Yeah. But he was talking about how he was outside of like a park or something in New York, and there was like some young, super hot girls around. Yeah. And he was trying to play like aloof and be like the quiet, like mysterious guy. And he's like, they wanted nothing to do with me. And he goes, it was in that moment that I realized that I was old and I'm relegated to old bitches. He was like, I didn't know. He's like, in my head. Yeah, he's like, in my head, I'm still the same guy. Like I still have the same game. He's like, but they didn't even give me a second look. And he realized, he's like, oh, I'm fucking old now.
You know who the only person that's really fought time like that, and he just kept getting better and better, is what's his name on the New England Patriots? Tom Brady. Why was Tom Brady still just hucking that fucking ball 60 yards down the field, landing perfectly in somebody's? But I mean,
roids.
Yeah, but did he adjust his game?
I mean, they're all on roids. Not. Oh yeah, he adjusted it at the back half of his career. He got better.
That's what I'm saying. Why did that work out?
Actually, I don't even know if that's roids. It's probably more like amphetamines because he's a quarterback. You don't need to be that much stronger. Sure. You need focus.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs to be comfortable in the pocket. Yeah. Make sure that he
fast
puts that ball where
time.
Exactly.
Yes, dude.
But that's what. But here, okay, just what you just said. That's exactly what I'm saying. Just like you were talking about, when old people don't know. Well, I'm sure when you're an old boxer, your reaction time and the way you're throwing your fist, when it's so much slower than you're used to, that's when it kind of dawns on you.
It's
how
horrible.
Is this fool still doing this?
It's horrible.
That's what I'm saying.
I've experienced a small amount of that myself, where I'm I can see it coming, and I'm like, I can't get out of the way, but I know I'm supposed to. And you're just like,
I have too, just a little bit different.
I'm 38, bro. In 2 weeks, I'll be 38 years old.
I took a kneel. We were sitting in some government building, and I took a
during
kneel,
the
right?
National anthem.
No. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was doing. Well, I did one of these things where I leaned against the wall and I had my legs down, right? Yeah. And I'm just kind of waiting for my turn because there was no seats, right? And I remember when it was my turn, I was like. And it wasn't gonna happen, and I had to get on my knee and kind of force myself. You know what I mean?
It was a 3-point turn,
and I'm
dude, when you're parallel parking, you have to.
I'm why is there so many
arm goes here, and then I prop,
dude. It was so many more like movements to get up, dude.
Before you fully lift.
Yeah. No. I was much heavier at the time too. But, right. I was much heavier at the time too. But also like I felt it in my knees. Like it wasn't just like the weight on top of me. I felt it in my knees.
Joints. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, like that's it. Like it's starting. Like boom. That's starts downhill. That's what they're talking about. So there you go. So I'm like, I just thought that was so weird. Like all I was doing was I just took a kneel, leaning. I had my posturing up against the wall and stuff like that. Why was it so hard to just get up? Why couldn't I just stand up?
And when you did finally get up, you got lightheaded.
Oh, dude, I'm sitting there, dude. I need a cup of water. That's when that kind of dawned on me too. I was like, what the fuck? But that's what I'm talking about. I don't know, man. Like Tom Brady was just so until his last days of football. Like he almost took the Bucs to the Super Bowl. Wait, he did take the Bucs to the Super Bowl.
Did he really?
How the fuck does
that?
You're gonna tell me that dude didn't
football.
beat time? Anyone. The year he retired, he took a brand new team that was never going to win the Super Bowl before to the Super Bowl. You're telling me that's not just steroids.
I'm not telling you that. I don't know anything about football. Insane, I don't even know about his career.
There's no way that just performance enhancers would do that for you. It's just no way, dude. That's the one dude that beat. Like honestly.
He's on all kinds
he made a deal with
of enhancers.
The devil. Yeah.
He's just out there just rock hard on whatever supplements.
When he's running by, the defensive end hears him running by, it's like, he's like, what the fuck is in him? It's like the bionic man. He doesn't even like bend his knees to jump. He's like 6 feet in the air, grabs the ball and brings it down.
When he looks at someone, he sees their full name, their social, their criminal records.
He can predict the routes they're gonna run. What they're most likely gonna run, and like it stops in the green line, like lightens up a little lighter, and he goes this way.
In the VIP box, there's Mark Zuckerberg controlling him with a joystick. He's got Tesla's fucking brain chip in.
You see Mark Zuckerberg, right? He's like doing a celebration dancing. And then you look in the box and Mark Zuckerberg's doing the same exact thing. Oh shit! Oh my God!
VR bro. Tom Brady.
I think we're on to something, dude. There's no fucking way
VR
that dude
Tom Brady
did that.
rules.
And by the way, he announced his retirement the prior year, decided against it, comes back, grabs his ring, and goes, "Yeah, I think I'm."
He's like
now.
Magic Johnson. He just gets stronger every day.
Dude, it's fucking weird. That's what money will do for you. And by the way, Magic Johnson's got AIDS when AIDS was still AIDS. How the fuck did he beat it? What the fuck is that? That doesn't make any sense. That fool shit had a lesion up his ass the size of Texas, dude. And he was fine. What did money do for that?
Dude, he's always smiling. He looks happy as fuck, dude. He looks healthier than me.
Dude, yeah, just that same Diddy smile, you know what I mean? It's so bad, man. Yeah. But yeah, like coming back to Conor McGregor, yeah, if he has any trouble whatsoever with Chandler, like you said, it's a perfect matchup for him. Chandler's he's striking, right? So then Conor McGregor's a much better striker.
He could do everything, but he likes to fight.
Yeah. So if he goes out there to thump, and as you know, with
just
Conor
because
McGregor,
of Conor McGregor's accuracy and his timing and his setups and all that, he's superior.
Yeah.
But also, like we just watched his highlights before we came on the show, just kind of refresh. Prime Conor McGregor was a monster. A great fighter, a brilliant fighter to say the least.
Yeah.
You can't take that away from him. You can say whatever you want about him now, whatever his controversies outside of the ring and blah, blah, blah. The guy was a genius. He understood how to fight very well. He was a true martial artist, and he was a pioneer.
And I think when he was like really himself in fighting, I think he didn't care how he looked. So he was this skinny rail that, like you said, was doing the karate stance and stuff like that. If he could drop that stupid muscular body that's gonna do nothing for him in these fights, it doesn't. Obviously, everybody knows like there's no bodybuilder that's gonna fare well out there. You know what I mean? Unless you're some like weirdo like Brock Lesnar or something.
There's freaks in nature, but in general, the more muscle you have on you, the more blood that it takes to like support it, like oxygen and all that, so you gas out faster.
Sure, absolutely.
And also, if you ever notice, like the hardest punchers are usually wiry guys like Deontay Wilder, Tommy Hearns.
Yeah.
There's something about like David Benavidez. That thin structure, it gives you more of a kinetic energy when you throw. Yeah. It's different. Except for like Mike Tyson, who's a complete freak in nature.
And that's why, as wire as he was, that's why Conor was sleeping these dudes left and right. And then he started like, dude, I knew there was a problem. Once, like, I was telling them downstairs, like, once he started, like, every picture with fans, TMZ, whoever, just takes his shirt off and he's just hitting them muscles. It's like, dude, it's like priorities, buddy. What the fuck do you care? Like, you're like, he's supposed to be a married man. He's like,
yes,
every day. creatine and cocaine. He's just like,
creatine and cocaine.
Just fucking killing it. I don't know, man. So look, you know, I guess how serious he's taking it is how it depends. You know?
He just gagged the fuck out. Did you see him?
What
was it? He was at like a fighting event, like boxing or something. He was sitting next to the soccer guy. What's his name?
Messi?
No, dude. Super famous dude.
Oh, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. Did you see that?
No.
So he goes to whatever game it was or fight, and he's sitting next to Ronaldo, and he's talking to Ronaldo. He's coked out of his fucking mind, clearly drunk, and Ronaldo's trying to ignore him. And there's a still frame shot of Conor McGregor like right by his face, like talking into the side of his head, because you know like Ronaldo probably wants nothing to do with him, but Conor's Conor, and what are you gonna say to the guy? He'll fucking rip your head off.
Yeah.
So he's just like.
Well, Ronaldo has to keep giving these looks like, you know what I mean? Like just like acknowledging what he's saying. He's like, probably can't understand him. Like Ronaldo's broke English anyway isn't gonna allow him to understand whatever the fuck Conor's saying. He's trying to enjoy the event. Yeah.
And Conor's just like, you'll do nothing. Yeah.
You're saying nothing. You're doing nothing. You're listening to me talk this entire time.
He does a capoeira kick over his head. Like, dude, the guy's hilarious.
And he's definitely down for like stupid shit, obviously, dude. Like if you piss Conor off, he's not gonna have like, you know what I mean? Like,
sympathy.
Yeah.
Well, ask that old man at the bar in
absolutely.
Ireland.
That's what I'm saying. He's not gonna have the self-control to like okay, maybe he's a famous soccer player all over the world. He's a nice guy. He does all this sorts of charity and whatnot. But I'll still punch him in the fucking face. He's just like that. He's just down. He does stupid shit. That's another thing. It should bother me.
Well, do you know what my argument is for that? Because everyone's like, oh, you should be this. You're a public figure. You should be a good example. Blah blah blah. If you think the intensity of his personality stops at his good qualities, you're out of your fucking
He's not putting
mind.
on a show. It's
anyone
Conor.
who's hyper intense and has crazy amounts of energy, it's equal on both sides. We all have a light and dark side.
Yeah.
And that same energy is illuminating both sides. So if you're extremely good in one side, you're probably extremely bad in another. Well, it doesn't go nowhere.
Yeah. We also talked about this too with like Mike Tyson. Like we all wanted that fucking villain in the God damn it. We all wanted that villain in the ring, and then we wanted him to turn it off when he comes outside. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. I just don't like when these guys throw away their careers over really dumb shit.
He's like, I'm going to fuck you until you love me, Senator.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the thing. Well, Conor McGregor found out that some shit happened or whatever. This fool flew from Ireland to a UFC event, drove fucking... In all that time, you're telling me that he couldn't have done... Maybe that's a bad idea. You know what I mean?
He couldn't wait.
He couldn't wait to get there. A dolly that smashed the window and landed into some like undercard fighter's eye, which is fucked up. Because if he derailed that dude's career for some fucking, retina fucking, a scratch or something like that. Yeah. And he did that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're stupid shit, dude. Honestly, if it was just affecting the other person, I completely understand.
But my thing is this: right, wrong, good or bad, love him, hate him.
Yes.
That guy is down.
Yeah. Oh,
he's the real deal. He's not scared. He's an actual warrior, and he's fucking not playing games.
Well, we watched him like basically pressure Khabib into taking the fight by beating up half of his family, like half of his immediate family. He beat the fuck out of him. Like, what was Khabib gonna say after that? Like, no.
Well, that was after the Khabib fight, after he got tapped out.
No.
Yeah, we were
and
watching.
He just started tagging his whole family.
So he gets tapped out or whatever. Conor goes back to his side, and then Khabib jumps over the cage and starts ruckus, and then his family jumps in the cage and attacks Conor, and Conor proceeded to smack the shit out of like 3 of them. Dude, he's a bad dude.
He was gonna beat Khabib that night.
Dude, he just got choked out and tapped out, and he still fought 3 of his family members and landed all the best shots.
But
he's a bad dude.
You know what's funny though too is like we know exactly what would have happened to Mike Tyson if he didn't find boxing. Who knows, man? Like if he didn't find MMA in Ireland, that fool probably would have ran with some crime.
There's no doubt.
Not even a question.
No, there's no doubt.
Some leg breakers.
He's a gangster.
He's a gangster.
Like, I'm not just saying that like, oh, he's a fucking gangster. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Same thing with Mike Tyson. He's a crazy bastard. He'd be in prison or dead.
Yeah.
For sure. 100% sure.
Like if Cus D'Amato never like just came and like rescued him, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's funny, man. It's
pretty wild.
Trip. Yeah. I didn't really kind of think of that, but it's like you think of Ireland, you just automatically think of that, but there's no doubt that motherfucker would have been a head buster in his neighborhood.
Dude, you're lucky that he's him.
Yeah.
That he ended up being this guy instead of something else.
This is like the better of the two.
Yes. Same thing with Mike Tyson. Leave him on the streets and see how he would have done. He's better off in the ring.
Remember Mike Tyson knocked out Mitch Green and in front of a nightclub? When they were supposed to fight, it's like, well, we've seen it. Like he's not going to do better.
He knocked him not out, but he knocked him down like 4 times. Do you know about this?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
He clips him and Mitch Green goes down. He like rises like the Undertaker, and Michael's like, "What the fuck?" And he like hits him again, dude. And then he rises again. He's like, he just kept getting up. Like, I didn't understand it.
Honestly, dude, what was driving Mitch Green is like pure like embarrassment. Could you imagine being at Studio 54 and Mike Tyson just floored you, and you're watching these women just sitting there laughing while you're laying on the ground? Like, dude, everything in your soul is gonna make you stand up again. One of my favorite things ever. Did you ever see Michael Jai White's his biography of Mike Tyson, like the movie?
No, I know what you're talking about.
It's
though.
fucking great. The Mitch Green scene was
really
wonderful. It's Michael Jai White.
I don't like Michael Jai White.
Nobody does. He's an awful actor, but he didn't fucking. It's a horrible Tyson movie. It's still great. You know what I mean? And it's like Michael Jai White the whole time. He's like, no thanks, that guy's the man. You know what I mean? Like his family's like, of course they kind of like butter it up, you know? Like Mike Tyson's family wanted nothing to do with this war. Like why would they let him go and live with his fucking white family in the Catskills, right? Like they care about him, right? So they're like, Michael, when you coming back? And Michael's got his pigeon. He's like, no thanks, I got a family, man. You know what I mean? It's like, no, that's not how it happened.
Is that the Mike Tyson documentary that Mike Tyson didn't sign off on that he was pissed about being made?
If it was a documentary, no, because this was a movie.
Okay.
This was an actual like movie, like a fucking.
I don't know if it was like HBO or Amazon, but someone did a series on him that he actually had nothing to do with, and he was kind of pissed about it.
That dude is.
He's like, they just took my life story and just made some shit without my consent. Yeah, like, he was pissed.
Fuck yeah, I'd be fucking pissed too. But they're allowed to, right? Isn't it?
I'm sure that there's some legal. I'm sure they looked into it before they made it, whatever the fuck it is. But